What's up, guys? Blademaster here. You're watching the Wolf from Freeman's Total War channel, and this is yet another Total War Rome 2 online battle replay. This is just a quick battle that I fought against someone called Cavalier, and in this one, I've taken Baktria, which is kind of a surprise. I usually never take Baktria, just because it wasn't too much fun to play with them earlier. But now that factions are a lot more balanced, at least in my opinion, in this patch, I think taking Baktria is... I have no problem in taking Baktria is what I want to say. Anyways, with them I've taken a total of 3 Sarmatian Horse Archers, mercenary Scythian Horse Archers. And we can see that my opponent has deployed completely in the forest, and I could just see a couple of his Hippeus Lancers, including one Hippeus Lancer Gen. Besides them, I brought a total of 4 Baktrian Noble Horse. Again, very strong cavalry, but not the most OP at this point, because melee cavalry, while they are still very strong and they have a very good use in the battlefield, they just aren't the killing machines that they used to be. I've also brought 1 Indian armored elephant, as you can see here, and I've included a mod called better textures for horses and elephants. I don't really see much of a difference. I mean, it looks kind of okay. I mean, it doesn't really look like there's a big difference. And besides them, I've brought a total of 4 Persian light archers. 5 Persian light archers, a total of 4 Levi pikemen, so pike corps, a couple of Thureos spears, and 1 Baktrian hillman, Baktrian hillman, whom I'm going to use as a archer bait. And initially I deployed over here, and then I wanted to entice my opponent to attack me from his forest and get into the more open space, and I would also have a slight hill advantage that way. So that's why I deployed my army there. But then I could see that most of his army was inside in this forest. And so I just decided to move a bit closer. Instead, I mean, I'm not going to keep camping out over here. So these guys have performed their use as a scout so far. I'll just fast forward a little bit, and I could see that he had some mercenary Balearic slingers. So while they are very deadly against horse archers, especially these horse archers, I don't have to worry too much because of so much wooded cover here. By the way, this is played on the map of Octododon, if you guys don't know. It's a very fun map, although not the most balanced map. So I'm moving these horse archers away from the range of those Balearic slingers, and in turn I can't really see them as well because of their lack of line of sight. But what I know is these guys were positioned over here, so instead I'm going to try and turn around and attack the rest of his troops from there, like from the rest of the forest. Meanwhile, I can see more and more of his troops. So it looks like he's brought a line of hoplites. I saw from the army selection screen that he brought, I think, 4 Thorax hoplites and a couple of mercenary Etruscan hoplites, or no, mercenary veteran hoplites. Yeah, mercenary veteran hoplites. 1, 2, 3, and we can see, so it seems so far he's brought 3 3 Thorax and 2 mercenary veterans, and he's brought a total of 4 Hippeus Lancers. And over here we can see he's brought a total of 3 mercenary Balearic slingers. Now what I'm doing here is I'm basically sacrificing one of my Scythian horse archers to take out one of his mercenary Balearic slingers, and you can see just from the charge, they drop by like 40 men or 50 men. And I have basically sacrificed 1 unit, but what I'm doing is I'm engaging as many of his slinger troops with 1 unit, and while they're busy fighting these guys off in melee, I'm going to use that advantage to get a second charge off with my other mercenary Scythians. And now that they've got a second rear charge off, that should be more than enough to kill these guys. See, these guys are wavering now. One of them has been attacked in the rear, so they're shaken. Meanwhile, one of my Scythian horse archers is wavering. They should probably be dying very soon. One of them, the one that charged has got 43 kills. After the initial charge, they really don't get much, they don't get many kills. Now his 2 Hippeus Lancer units are chasing off my last remaining Scythians, and I'm just getting a cycle charge off onto these Balearic slingers with my other mercenary Scythians. You can see that they've already got 86 kills and a single experience chevron, so that's, it's really well done by them. And I'm going to pull through the rest of these units and then just move them away. Meanwhile, I think I was advancing. Yeah, I was advancing slowly. No, I wasn't advancing. I was just keeping these guys away. I knew that this is basically the rest of his army. Like, he doesn't have any more skirmishers. So that's why I wasn't too upset that I lost some of my mercenary Scythians, especially considering the fact that I killed off most of his skirmishers in the process. He's got basically 1, 2/3 strength Balearic Slingers. The other one will most likely come back from routing, but it's going to take a bit of time. Now I am proceeding pretty cautiously. I'm turning around and trying to get an envelop on his troops. Meanwhile, I'm getting in range with my Persian light archers. They won't get many kills, especially against those heavily armored hoplites. And yeah, I think I got another charge off with my Scythians. There you can see 115 kills, not bad at all. 120, not bad, not bad. So these Scythians, I think they get charged at. Yeah, the skirmish AI doesn't really prove to be the most effective. I think I turned skirmish AI off, but that's most likely just going to spell doom for these Scythians. But one slight advantage that it provides me is that it gives enough time for my Bactrian noble horse to come in and get a charge off on these guys. I have pulled these guys away. They are starting to waver, and that's good. As long as they don't rout, they can always prove to be a nuisance. Now I'm getting a charge off with 2 Bactrian noble horse versus 1 Hippeus Lancers. Hippeus Lancers aren't the strongest troops in any case, so with a ganging up on them with some Bactrian noble horse means that they're going to die, and they're going to die very soon. Now I'm starting to get a flanking position with 2 of my other Bactrian noble horse, and it's going to be pretty crucial for me to use these guys as well as my my general to their best extent possible. But here we can see that wasn't the rest of his army. He actually brought 2 mercenary companions whom he kept in reserve, and this was a pretty smart move on his part. But luckily for me, I managed to I saw that these guys were coming up behind my rear, so I've brought 1 Thoria spears over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around all my levy pikes so that they're now facing these guys. I don't really have much of a threat from these thorax hoplites, especially since I saw him put them on hoplite phalanx. Meanwhile, I'm engaging one of them with my Bactrian hillman. These guys are obviously not going to do anything, but I've managed to counter the biggest threat, which are these mercenary companions, and I should have turned around my Persian light archers, but that's fine because I've got 2 Thoria spears who are in firing range now. And that's good because they will be able to kill a lot of these companions as long as he's not looking. Just a couple of seconds is what is needed and they'll start dying. Meanwhile, I've managed to engage his Hippeus Lancer Gen with 2 of my Bactrian noble horse. And again, this is not a fight that he wants to get into. And they've cornered that unit, and his general will most likely die if he doesn't get any reinforcements soon. Now, I've brought my general up in front. And it's a pretty risky maneuver, but considering the fact that I've killed off most of his skirmishers, and there we can see his last 2 Balearic Slingers are going to be engaged by my Bactrian noble horse. And now these Indian armored elephants, I'm just trying to look for a nice gap and attack them, use them to attack really quickly and get like a devastating charge off. So let's see what happened with the companions. They're just over here because he didn't really have anything to do. And he didn't really micro this bit really well, and as you can see, it just takes a couple of seconds and they're dead. Now I had to turn around my pikes to catch his thorax hoplites, and this is a good move. He rear charged this levy pikes on the rear, and that's going to be a very devastating charge for them. But a more devastating charge is coming up from the rear by my Indian armored elephants against his thorax hoplites. And they're just going to push these guys onto those levy pikes and just slaughter them. They were already kind of depleted because there you can see one of them has only 22 men, because I focus fire with some of my Persian light archers onto them. And meanwhile, this is last companion cav. The other one just basically died because I brought my Bactrian noble horse to come and rear charge and help out in this engagement too. And the last one is just going to keep rear charging my levy pikes, but that's alright because I've got 1 extra Persian light archer over here, which was getting flank shots onto his thorax hoplites. But now I'm going to turn them around because I don't want to get any friendly fire on my Indian armored elephants. It looks like this fight is going to go in my favor. I think it's basically game over at this point. He does have a couple of mercenary veteran hoplites who are very strong hoplites, but they're not going to be enough to win the game on their own. And plus, I've got the cavalry advantage and skirmish advantage. Not to mention these elephants are just going to wreak havoc on these units. Let's take a look at how many kills they've got so far. 111 kills, almost double chevron. There we go. Yeah, double chevron now. Persian light archers didn't do all that well, but I mean, I didn't really expect them to do really well. They are very capable units, but against heavily armored Hellenic troops in the forest, there's only so much they can do. 29 kills on one, 50 on the other. Not bad. In the end, close victory for me. Good game to Cavalier. Um, and yeah, let's take a look at the unit stats. One of my, I think my Scythians did really well, despite the fact they didn't get many kills. I managed to just destroy his skirmish line because of them, and they proved their worth just in that case. And Baktria Noble Horse, I mean, they did really well. Of course, they fought against Hippeus Lances, which are terrible units. But even in spite of that, they did quite well. Thuria Spears obviously did quite okay. I mean, they attacked his companion cab. One of them got shattered with 0 kills. But all in all, I think it was a pretty balanced way to win. All of my units, did their part. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more. Peace.